Hey there, everybody. I'm going to pour me a drink. I'll be right back. But thank y'all for coming in. I greatly appreciate you. So, how is everybody doing on this Tuesday? Thank you for coming in, Marlove, Like Money Corp. Hey, Little Ridge Farm. Howdy. Okay. Well, thanks for listening. I appreciate it anyway. Hey, Emily. Ooh. Hey, Tiffany. Uh-oh. Let's see what my dogs are barking at. I am expecting a package, so I will be kind of listening out for that. Okay. Hey, Byron. Hey, Betty. Cheers. Duck. Thank y'all for coming over from Great Farmer Freelance and Tasha's. I know I was in there, both of those places. I was in Great Farmers and then Tasha's and a little bit of Miss Andale's. A lot of people going live. Okay. Well, thank you for stopping in, Betty. Hey, Miss Viola. So good to see you. I really have been enjoying your post. Your scriptures. I appreciate that. Brutal Bob. Hello. Fishing with Mo Dog. Well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. The queen of everything, Chris from Chris and Larry. I don't say that being facetious, that she really does. I look up to her a lot. She does a lot of things. She's doing the dang thing. She freeze dries and does the canning and the crafting and the all the things. Homeschools the kids and juggles it all. Takes care of the homestead and all those good things. Hey, Chris. That's who I'm expecting a package from. I'm so excited. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for coming. That reminds me, I'm going on vacation. I'm so excited. I mean, it's still 2 months away, but I get to get away. I shouldn't be that excited about getting away, should I? The Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. I'm getting out of here. Going to Kentucky. Hey, F.R. Humphrey, thank you for being here. I saw that. I just saw that this morning. I got it. Thank you, Tiffany. Hey, Shan. I'm just kidding. You just called me Dan, so I was gonna call you Shan. That was a poor attempt to be funny. Oh, maybe he was talking to somebody else. Hello, Shane. Hello. Hello. You're new here? Nice to see you. Hey, Marianne. Nice to see you. Cheers. Laced up. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Love raid from Andale's Live. Whoop, whoop. Oh my goodness. Love raids from everywhere. I appreciate y'all. Green Granny too. Denise. Hello. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. I want to talk about some things today. So, Corner Clubhouse, thank you for coming. Fishes and Loaves, I haven't seen you in forever. Hey, Carol. Hey, Zanny Mae, thank you for being here. Webb's Web. Hello. What's for lunch? Who's cooking lunch? Thank you, whoever is. I'm probably going to have a Mater sandwich for lunch. Whoop, whoop. Jen's in the house. I get a heart. Hey, Gary. Thank you for coming in. Annie from Annie's Kitchen and Urban Homestead. Thank you. Hey, Byron. I think I already said hey to you, but hey again. Oh, well, thank you. JB Conway. It's just such a cool name, JB Conway. I enjoy that. Howdy. It's just like when I hear that name, it just like sounds like a cowboy. Like, I don't know why that makes me think that. He's probably not, but I don't know. I had to check him out and see. Hello, Danielle from Homestead Love. Did you get some mail from me? Yay! Good morning, Rebecca. Let's see. Yeah, you do. You need to get in the sticker game. We can swap out some stickers. Hello. Cite Roll. So I don't know. Miss C, how's it going? Hey, Janet. Good morning. Everybody's saying hey to each other. And he's giving Betty a shout out. Good morning. Good morning. All right. I think I've said hello to everyone. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody. I'm going to try to stay caught up in the chat and talk about what I have to talk about, but stay caught up in the chat because I've been doing terribly at that. Okay. Awesome. I get to be a part of your first mail call. That is so exciting. I need y'all to tell me, is it breaking up? Like, is it pretty clear when I'm talking? Because the kids are playing game, and this is the first time they've ever been playing game while I was on the live. And I want to make sure that there's no breaking up or it's coming through clearly. I've got some mail too, but I'm going to wait until Chris's package comes. I actually have 2 more packages that I'm expecting. So I know I just did a mail call, but I'm just getting lots of love and I'm so grateful. Love care packages. They're just awesome. Makes me feel all special and whatnot. JB. Oh, a cow gal maybe. Are you a lady? I'm so sorry. Hey, but you can be a lady and still go. Hey, that just makes you even cooler. I am hoping that there's like 3 meets. There's one in Kentucky, there's one in Fort Scott, Kansas, and then there's one in Milton, Florida. So that'll be 3 meets within like a 2-month time period. So, but I'm really hoping to get to all of them. And no, Jesse and Lisa, I don't expect you to take me to all of them, but if I need to, I can rent a car. And so yeah, that's I have a car, but it's just I just don't know about traveling on the road with it. I don't trust it that much. So I'll probably rent a car. And yes, I would like to come to those. I'm gonna go to the first one, hopefully go to the first one in Kentucky with Lazy Days Ahead. I'm hoping to do that. And probably just gonna go me and then we'll see how that goes and everything. And then hopefully once I get a feel of because it'll be my first festival like get together that I've ever been to, just get an idea of what they're like and everything and represent me and my channel. And then maybe I can bring my family along with me to the next one. But yes, I'm hoping to come to the one in Milton, Gary. I think that's who has that, yeah. And good. Glad to hear it. Hey, Devil Dog, thank you for coming in. Hoorah. Hoorah. You just leave off the H, but that's okay. Hey, Miss Ann, thank you for bringing everybody over here. Thank you to Great Farmer Freelance and Tasha at Art and Adventure with Tasha for bringing, and Miss Ann for bringing everybody over here. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Kevin. Let's see. Hoorah, Devil Dog. Danny, I got your package yesterday. Thanks. Cool. You will love a meetup. It is so awesome to meet and hug our community in person. Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I really want to go. Like I want to go to all of them, you know. But realistically, I have to think, you know, but I'm hoping to get to all of them. Hey, Jonathan. Thanks for coming in. I see that you're using your logo. Yay, that's so exciting. Check out that logo, guys. Can't really see it real good, but if y'all check out his channel, maybe you can see it better. He has a new channel. I did his logo yesterday. And so he has a guide service for fishing and hunting. So check out Bailey's guide service. Show him some love, people. Camp Silky, thank you for being here. Love you too, Shane. I got yours, Devil Dog. I got your envelope. Covered up your address and I didn't cover up mine. Oh, well, that's okay. Let's see. I've got to get me a P.O. box. Good morning, Chef. Cheers. I'm not having coffee this morning, so thought I'd try tea instead. Small but mighty garden. Okay. I know you're talking to Anne, but I can we can check them out. I'll check them out. Small but mighty garden. So if I don't write it down, I'll forget. Sorry, people. Indeed. I saw it. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming anyhow. Right. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of funny. But maybe I won't have any unwanted visitors. If y'all come visit me, maybe it'll be somebody who's like cool and has good intentions. It's not trying to like get my TV. You know what I mean? Okay. So we were talking this morning in Shane's live, and we were talking about positivity and things. And it is important to be positive. But I have been informed that I'm just a pretty face. And and I know he means well by telling me this, but I've been informed that many of you might be here just to look at me. And I feel some type of way about that, I probably shouldn't take that offensive. I'm appreciative that some people think I'm pretty, but I want y'all to know that I'm more than just that. You know what I'm saying? And so the reason why I got into this whole homesteading thing is because I felt oppressing. I felt that it was important that, and I wanted to document first. I wanted to document my journey in this whole gardening and everything. I wanted to see where I started and see where I'm going to. But also, I feel oppressing. I feel like there's going to be more than the normal. Like, I can't even watch the news these days because of the things that are going on. Like, I can't watch the news anymore. Used to, I would watch the news before I went to bed, but it would make my prayer time at night like hours longer if I watch the news before I go to bed because there's things going on in the world, you know. And so I'm sure all of you clearly see that. Hey, Brenda, thank you for coming in. Hey, Josh, thank you for coming in. Every time I see you now, I'm going to think about that quesadilla. And that is so awesome that you're raising beef on your farm. And I think that is just inspirational. Animals, creations, and adventures, thank you for coming in. Um, but I just, you know, like, I feel like, I mean, and I want you guys to come to my channel and have a good time. I try to make people laugh. I mean, that's just my personality. I goof off a lot, and but I want y'all to know that I take what I'm doing here like very seriously, even though it's not the best garden and it's not the boomness garden, and I don't have like a whole farm set up. The ideal is to be prepared for whatever is to come and for what I know is coming for sure because it's in this book. And it might not be in my lifetime, but anything that I build up, I can leave to my kids and maybe they'll be more prepared. But when I look at what is going on around me in the world today, I feel like there's a reason why everybody's feeling oppressing. Like, you might not be a believer, you know, you might, I mean, but I don't know. I was on a chat the other day and somebody said something to me along the lines of, being a sheep and following and everything. And I'm like, why is it then that there's so few Christians and there's so much more of the other things that are going on? Like, open your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Um, I mean, I might lose followers here, and that's okay because I'm going to represent what I feel like I need to represent no matter what. And that's being more than a pretty face. Like, like I said, I want to do like every day that I get on here, I praise the Lord and I say, while I want to make y'all smile, I want to make y'all laugh, I want to bring uplifting information. I want to, I just want to be uplifting. But at the same time, it's important to me to speak the truth. Like, I want y'all to know where I stand on that, because, that's important to me. And whatever I do, I want to do for God's glory. And I pray every time I get on here. I'm like, Lord, what is it that I can say to these people? Like, I know I don't have a whole lot of followers, but I do know that I have some. And if I could be influential in some people's life, that would mean the world to me. And so, while it might not be the first time you've heard it, I mean, it might mean something to somebody that I take a stand for what I know to be the truth. And that's what I want to do. I want to be more than a pretty face. And so, and I'm not sitting here being like, oh, I'm perfect or, this, that, and the other. No, the only difference between me and the person I was is one bad decision away. You know, one um, proclamation of what I believe and, what and who I'm going to put my trust in and what I'm going to put my trust in. That's the only difference. And so I just want to like get out there for y'all to know that that I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not doing this whole YouTube thing or this gardening thing for YouTube. I'm doing this gardening thing because when everything hits the fan, I want to be able to provide for my family. And I am so far from that. Like, I have a really long way to go. But, you know, um yeah, and so I'm doing the YouTube thing to be able to document that and like and I love the community that I have and the encouragement that I have, but all the while, that's not where I'm gonna get my validation. You know, um, I'm gonna be talking to the Lord and seeing what His will is for me and what I can do to improve my life. You know, and all the while, I mean, I appreciate all the love that is coming from you guys, but when it comes down to it, that's not where I'm going to be looking. I'm not going to be seeking for validation on YouTube. I'm going to be seeking for validation from the Lord to tell me, hey, this is what you're doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And so I just kind of wanted to touch on that. And so I feel like, in a way, that a lot of the homesteaders kind of feel like the same way, that they feel oppressing, and a lot of us don't talk about it. We just get on here and we're just like, "Hey guys," and and but I just wanted to like touch on that. I wanted y'all to know when I get on here and I'm goofing off and I'm just don't think that I'm just floating through life and letting the blind lead the blind. Like I don't have blinders on. Like I'm pretty realistic, and and I'm seeing the things that are going on, and I'm just trying to prepare myself and my family as much as possible for whatever may be to come. And so, while it's not all doom and gloom, because if you believe the good book, you know that this life is not the end. You know, there. I mean, we have a lot to look forward to, but I do believe that there will be trials and tribulations here, and I don't want us to just be in the wind. You know, and letting the wind take us wherever. They're like, "We'll figure it out." You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be as prepared as possible. And like I said, while I am I am really far from where I want to be, I just want y'all to know that my goal is not to get as many friends as I can on here and be seen and be pretty and all that. I mean, that's great if I get a compliment, but that's not my goal here. Um, I've went a long time with no friends. And I mean, but I mean, I appreciate all the love and encouragement and support. I just want y'all to know that there's more to me than just a pretty face. Like, and that's not what I'm trying to represent. I'm not trying to um encourage um, you know, anybody being vain, or like I'm not trying to encourage being vain or encouraging idolatry in any way. I don't want y'all to look at me and be like, "Oh, I wish I had that." I don't want y'all to do that. I struggle with that. Like I have to tell myself when I look on YouTube, I have to tell myself, okay, this needs to be encouraging me if I want to be canning more or at all because I haven't. If I want to be, doing these things, then I just need to learn it. And like Chris brought up before, we need to be putting these things on paper, because what happens if we don't have computer? Like right now I'm documenting everything in Word, in Office Word. But I need to get all that printed off and put it into sleeves and put it in a binder, because what happens if my computer was to just crash? You know what I'm saying? You never know. We need all these things on paper, recipes, whatever, how to filter water, how to can, all these processes. Well, we have books or whatever, but I'm saying, if you don't have a book on it, we need to print these things off and we need to have a binder, so that if there was a time, just say, if there was a time when you don't have all these electronics, you would be able to still have something to refer to be able to, to be able to refer to, so that you just won't be lost. What happens when we can't Google something or we can't look up a YouTube video, you know? So, and I take that's the truth. We need to be more prepared. And so I just had it on my heart to talk a little bit about this subject this morning. And I'm sorry if it's too heavy, but I don't want to just get on here every week and be like, "Hey," and just act like I'm just, because I mean, there's really more to me than that. Like I mean, I just wanted to make that clear that all the while I am enjoying this community and I'm enjoying the social of it, like the social side of it, and be able to connect with you guys and like get to know y'all more. I am really enjoying that, and I want that to continue. But at the same time, I want y'all to know that there's more to it than that for me. I'm learning on here. I am It's better be Jesus calling. Who's calling me? It's black. I can't see. Give me just a second. I gotta take this. I'm sorry. Well, that was one of the phone calls I made yesterday that, decided to call me back, but I missed it. Well, we're playing phone tag this morning, so if they call back again, I'll have to answer it. Okay, let me see what I missed. Hey, there's my mammy. It's okay. Hey there, Beehive Homestead. I got your package, and I know what it is. So, oh wow. Wars and rumors of wars. I'd hate to quote it wrong. Earthquakes in diverse places, pestilence. I mean, like I say, I don't mean to be like doomsday over here, but I just mean to be realistic, you know? Because I would rather say something and hey, if I'm wrong, fine. If nothing's coming, fine. But would I rather you guys not be prepared and then me have been on a platform and not warned everybody and not been like, hey, this is where our head needs to be at? Could I have made a difference in if somebody was prepared or not? I'm not going to have that worry, you know? So I already have that. There's many times in my life, there's people that are not alive anymore that I came face to face with on several different occasions, and I have to wonder, you know, was the example that I gave to that person, is could that be the reason that they are, you know, I don't know, you know, and I don't wanna live like that. I don't wanna have to wonder, did the example that I give somebody, could that have cost them, you know, entering into the gates of heaven or not, or eternally suffering? If I would have given them a better example, would they have made a different decision and decided to turn their life around? I'm not gonna wonder that anymore. I'm not gonna carry that weight on my shoulders. So, that's what I know, is that, you know, I wanna be that light. That's right. Thank you. I've said one day to you in another live, I love hanging out with awesome people, and you are one of those. You're doing great on here. Thanks. Yes. Well, I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all are going to be like, because I was like, okay, Lord, because that's how I felt. I was getting a shower and everything. I got out of the shower and I was like, the Lord just kind of told me this is what you're going to talk about today. Because every day that I get on here, like I said, I ask, what is it? And, I kind of draw a blank. But today, he was very clear with me. This is what you're going to talk about. And I was like, okay. you know, wasn't so sure about it, because I always doubt myself. You want to have these things, but you feel like, or I feel like, what if I'm ill equipped to talk about this? I want to talk about something, but I don't want to misrepresent and I don't want to not be educated enough, but just doing what I'm doing. So that's what I feel like is the right thing to do. So no worries. I am also looking for a package from you. I'm excited about that. Our treasured home. Hello. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. I like to think so. When I was following my own ways and sitting on the throne of my life, I thought I was able to do whatever and be in control of it until I wasn't. Yep. Well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. Yeah, print it out like I was talking about earlier. Yes, yes, yes. I need to do that. I'm still gathering information. Like, for instance, I want to grow a fall garden, and I've never done that before. Like, this is my third year gardening, but I've never gardened for spring, summer, and fall before. And so this is my first year doing that. And so everything is kind of dying off already in my summer garden. And so I'm trying to look up like there is stuff that I can plant now in July for my zone. And I'm trying to get all that information together of what I need to be planting now, what I can plant in succession, and you know, I just I got kind of discouraged because my in-ground garden is like an epic fail. Like when I think of an in-ground garden that's ideal, like look at Gather Together Homestead's in-ground garden. Everything's nice and neat. There's no grass or weeds. My grass is like it's bad. So epic fail. I have some beans in there and peas in there and melons that I can see that are doing okay, but my corn was an epic fail. Can't even see if the okra's coming up because there is a something that has taken over some kind of vine, uh hairy cluster vine or something that has little purple flowers on it. They start out looking real pretty and then they vine out, and so that's kind of taken over my garden. And so, and I was, as I was explaining to y'all before, when I planted, we had a really hard rain come right after that. And so everything, and then there was, me leaving the sprinklers on and everything got kind of washed out. And so everything is not in a row as it's supposed to be. It's kind of all sporadic. So I can't just go through there and hoe up a row, in between the food because I might, damage some of the food. And so what I have done out there is pretty much got out there and handpicked it. And I mean, my goodness, folks, it's a 65-foot row. It's 15 by 65 foot. That's a lot of garden to be getting in there and pull in the weeds by hand. And so I've kind of got overwhelmed with it. And so my only 2 options are to completely not do in-ground or lay down that ground cover or something because I'm not gonna do this next year. I'm not gonna fight the weeds and the grass. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna take that extra time or that extra investment in that ground cover because it's just insane, and it's not worth the waste. I mean, all that time we put in putting down those seeds and fertilizing it and everything else, and then, like, for it just to fertilize the grass and weeds, that was insane. So, Kenny, I'm the same way thinking that I should be farther like everyone else, but we all start in one place at the beginning. Yep. And I try not to, I go out there and I'm still watering it and everything, and I'm like feel like I'm watering it for the weeds and grass to grow faster than my food, but it's okay. It'll all work out. That's the name of the game. Just to, like learn from my mistakes. And that's why I video everything that I do. Some people might be like, why would she put that on there? But that's kind of the whole ideal is maybe it'll help somebody, maybe it'll help see, like, instead of just getting on YouTube and everybody and being like, this is my perfect this is my perfect that, this is how this worked out so great. If somebody like me who I get on there and I'm like, this is what didn't work out, and y'all might see that as being negative, but I'm not being negative. What I'm doing is being realistic. Like, I want people to see that you've got to start somewhere and there's going to be epic fails. And, you've just got to take that and learn from it, not get discouraged, pick yourself up and push forward and apply the things that you learned was a mistake and, and learn and go from there. Like, so you can't just like me with this garden. I can't just be like, oh, well, that didn't work out. So I give up. I'm not going to do that, even though it's hard. It's discouraging. I look out there and I'm like, but it is discouraging, but it's not, I'm not, that's up to me whether I let it get me so discouraged that I give up or I just learn what I might have did wrong and do it differently, try a different approach. I appreciate you being here. Speaking of crashed computers, that happened to me last week. All my videos and pics were on that. Hopefully, I can fix it to get all that back. That falls into what you just said. Yeah. Um, I've had that happen to me before where I had all my pictures from, I don't know, the time I got a digital camera in 6th or 7th grade, my first camera that wasn't a disposable camera. My dad gave it to me, and I mean, all the trips that I went on with my dad, y'all know he's retired military. And so when I was a kid, the times I got to see him, we went all over everywhere. And I had pictures from every trip that my dad had took me on and all that from all over the country. I had pictures from out of the country when I went on a mission trip to Belize in 2016, 17. I'm sorry, 2006, 2007. Um, from around there, I went to Central America and I went on a mission trip, and I had pictures from there, and I lost all of those pictures because I put them all onto a computer that I left it in the hands of somebody who ended up thinking it was more important to try to pawn it. So they wiped my computer and I lost everything. But so I completely understand how that is. I've lost everything of mine a couple of times over. And most everything I would be like, that's just materialistic things. They can be replaced. But those pictures, you know, I feel like those can't be replaced. I could be showing those pictures to my kids right now. I could be showing them, look at all the places I've been and things I've done and things like that. So the pictures is what gets me most, you know. So I completely understand that's a loss, and I'm sorry to hear that. Most definitely. Eric has a song that he says, and I know it says that in the word. Eric didn't come up with that, but it says, "Write your words upon my heart." This is just a piece of the verse. Every letter to the punctuation, lest that I should start to forget about from whence comes my salvation. Try not to walk by what I can feel, but Lord help my poor faith. I'm trying not to lean on what I can understand. Trust you'll forget about my yesterday. Yeah, that just when you said have the word in your heart, it just reminded me of that. Hey, Joe. That's right. Mama knows how far I've come. She's seen me. She was there. Bless her heart. Well, I mean, it was important. I'm sorry. It appears that you ain't right. Hey, Ryan. Thank you for coming. I do have a wonderful chat here, don't I? Hey, Wendy. Thank you for being here. Yes. Well, will you be able to pull off like all of that stuff, or can they take the drive out and transfer? I don't know how that works. Tasha wants to let everybody know that she'll be getting all her stuff mailed out from the 24-hour live Friday. I appreciate y'all's support. I really do. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. Thank you, Tiffany. Right. Y'all are talking about what I was talking about. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard, when somebody passes and you're like, could I have, made a difference in that person's life? Yeah. And we all have those. I agree. Well, I appreciate that. Gary, I think your name is Gary, correct? Hey, y'all. I saw y'all's mail call yesterday. I was so excited. I was like, hey, there they are. It's Nina. And boys. Sorry. Don't forget about him. So Nina says the same for her. It's her first year growing a fall garden, and it's a little overwhelming because of all the info. Yeah. But I feel like what I was talking about, I feel like that it will be worth it to get it all on paper and everything. I feel like I'll feel more comfortable when I have it all printed out and then I can refer to that and I don't have to like look it up every time it's time to know anything. I can just refer to it in my little binder. See, right now I just have a notebook. But, you know, I'm going to get all that stuff. I'm going to get it a lot more copied over to Word and get it printed off. We can do it together, Danny. The fall garden. This will be first fall for me too. Been gardening forever, but not fall. Yeah. So I'm not the only one. You guys know what I'm saying. Hi there. Rare Seeds had a list of top 10 seeds to plant in late July. My dogs are probably about to bark because I hear a big truck. Yeah, and I like to think, well, I wouldn't like to think that so many don't hear. I think people are hearing and they're just ignoring, which makes it even worse. That's because it broke my heart to be in that chat and see what people were saying, just the ugly things they were saying, and quoting the scripture as well. So that means not only do they know the truth, but refuse to believe it. Like they're not just ignorant. There's not just people out there that hasn't heard and doesn't know. There are that, but there's also people that know and refuse to to believe or to listen. And that's what it broke my heart. Like I felt like I needed to ask forgiveness for reading what they were putting in the chat. That's how bad it was. Like I was like, you know, I mean it was ugly. It was and it just blows my mind the things that people really believe and has let settle in their heart. And it breaks my heart for them. And they're not trying to hear anything different, you know. It's they believe that we're brainwashed, you know. I don't know. But I mean, and I try to tell you, I think you're brainwashed because you are in the world. You are just seeing what's before you. You can believe in all this that's going on in our country and in the world today. You can believe that all this is possible. You can believe that you can unlock your phone with a thumbprint. You can believe that you can unlock devices with facial recognition. You can believe, in all of these things that, that you can believe that I can upload a video and it just bloop puts it on the World Wide Web. You believe all that easily, but you can't believe that there's a creator and a God, there's God and the Father in heaven. You can't believe that. Like, I don't, you can believe all of these things because you can see them, but something so simple and so magnificent at the same time, you can't believe that. I just don't get it. Hey, Alvin. Hey, girl from the 80s. Glad y'all came. Hold on, give me just a second. Well, that did a lot of good, didn't it? He just kept on doing what he was doing. Jimmy Pickles Peppers channel. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, is just doing raised beds, because I have had a lot of luck with that and I don't have to deal with weeds. I do have to deal with pests a little bit, but I mean, I can very well amend and do things to be able to. It's just so much easy watering and knowing, like, I can just drop the pH thing down in there and know what's going on with my soil. I don't know. It's just so much. Container gardening has just, I've really been successful. I've grown in buckets and been more successful than I am in the ground right now. And like, I was listening to Broke Farmer yesterday, and he said that, that was his biggest regret, was not planting in ground sooner. And I was like, well, what am I doing wrong? Like, because my biggest regret is wasting time planting in ground rather than just doing it in raised beds. But I'm like, how can I plant corn in raised beds? Because I really want to grow corn. Like, everybody's like, it's not that. But I like corn and okra. And I had successful okra last year, but I've never grown corn successfully. This year was my first year trying to grow corn, and I'm just upset. They got like this big and then they're like stunted. They haven't grown anymore. And I think it's because the grass and everything is taken away from the growth of the food, because, because it's so overgrown, and it's sad. Yeah. Feel every failure is not a failure. It's a learning stone. We learn as we go. That's right. Thank you, Janet. I know I'm not the only one, but I'm the only one dealing with it. So it feels like, I guess more pressing for my situation than I do. I feel for the others though that are feeling the same way as me. You can concentrate on pulling reeds from one box at a time and not get overwhelmed. That's right. And see, I haven't had trouble from weeds out of my raised beds at all. There might be one little blade of grass every blue moon that comes up, but I haven't had weeds at all. So I don't know. It's just worked out really well. But I did put landscape material underneath my raised bed. It is. It's stressful. Weeding is stressful. We in Oregon have a hard time. We dumped our soil on ground, tossed seeds, called it a day. Nice. So the no-till gardening then is your method, right? What kind of success are you getting from that, girl from the 80s? What is your name? I will call you by your name if you would rather. Or I can just call you 80s gal. However. What does this you speak of, Gary? You can always turn the weeds into fertilizer. What? So a lot of people are with the raised bed idea. I do grow bags I've done grow bags the past 2 years. They work very good. You can grow almost everything. I have grow bags. I have 20 grow bags. I have, like, 10 5-gallon buckets. I don't think I'm using all of them. I think I'm just utilizing, like, 6 or 7 of them right now, but I have a lot of 5-gallon buckets, and then I have the 3 raised beds, and then I have that trough that's, barely making it. If y'all watched my video, y'all saw where it fell over, and then y'all saw where we recovered it, and we took that back off of it, but the trough is still there, um, with the peppers in it, and they're getting big. They're getting good looking, so it's not a complete fail, but yes, the grow bags, I have been really successful in them as well. I got some cheap kind, like I was able to get like 20 of them for not much. I think they rounded out to be like 60 cents a bag. I just ordered them off Walmart.com. They were a lot flimsier than like I thought they were. Whenever I saw them advertised, I thought that they were like, more sturdy, but they ended up coming looking like a hospital gown material. They weren't very sturdy, so a lot of them have gotten green and yucky, like algae type stuff on them. But I would like to find some that would be reusable. How are your grow bags looking that you're talking about? How long excuse me, how long have you grown in them, and do they look like you're gonna be able to reuse them? I think my containers have more grass and bushes than food. My herbs have done really well. What I need to do, I've already harvested oregano and got it all dried and put up. What I need to do is harvest that dill and my basil and my mint. All of it's ready, and I need to do that. So that'll probably be some content coming up soon. But I plan on doing some content on what I plan to grow and what I'll probably never grow again. Um, I want to do a video on that. Yep, that's right. Praise him when you win, praise him when you lose, honor him in all you do. That's great. That is very important. And I've touched on that before on my channel, talking about, it's important to not only give thanks when we're having good times, but we give God the glory when something good happens, but we also need to turn to him and give him glory when something bad is happening. Even though it's really tough, you know, I really do feel like it'll benefit you in the long run. To not lose hope and faith, and turn to him when things are going south, that's important. And give him praise, not be like, "Why?" But, be like, "Thank you, because I know you have this figured out. Even though I can't see what is supposed to happen or what good come of this, I appreciate that you got my back, you know, and that you have a plan because I obviously have no idea what to do right now." You know? Cool. Grew beans 3 times a day. They did not grow well. I don't know why. Was that in containers or yeah, we're ready for that theme song, Jen. Well, thank you for coming, Brenda. I'm like 20 minutes behind in the chat, so I'm sure you're not going to see this. Thank y'all for backing me up on all this and dropping some cool scriptures and encouraging words in here. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Most definitely. Hey, Tasha Jarvis. All right. Liege Edward. Hello. I might not have said that right. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Kenya. Nice. I'm from Alabama, United States. That's awesome. Yeah, y'all go be productive. I completely understand. If there's somebody who wants to come up here with me, I'm gonna go ahead and post the link in the chat if y'all want to have a little conversation. If not, we can close it out. That's cool. Basil. I have that that dark purple. I have that. It's ready to be harvested right now. Beans, dragon tongue, cauliflower, cilantro, cucumber. Can I copy this? Basil.
Hey, Danny.
I have that dark purple. I have that. It's ready to be harvested right now. I don't think I can copy and paste this. I need to though. Well, maybe I can come back and transfer it over. Well, how are you doing, Gary?
I'm doing good, Danny. I just wanted to come on and encourage you a little bit. The truth is, nobody starts out as an expert gardener, and you're going through some trials and tribulations. It sounds like, and I just, I know the struggle. I've been there. When weeds start taking over, and you feel like you're doing everything you can, it's rough. But I just want you to be at peace. The truth is that it can be a struggle, but you're, doing everything you can. And things will get easier. And the more you do it, the more, and the more you, as we get down the road, you're going to be okay. And I'm a Christian as well. And the Bible says, do all things as unto God. Well, if you're doing it as unto God, the fact is, it's God's happy with your progress. God's happy with your efforts. So it's funny. I just put down there. Asked if I could come up on stream because I just want to talk to you and encourage you.
I appreciate that.
It's it can be tough. Last year I tried to handle and weed a garden that was about between 5,000 and 5,600 square feet. And it felt fruitless. And there were a lot of failures in my garden last year.
Yeah.
But nobody went hungry. And we did have some things that grew well. And, there's a lot of people on here that enjoy, talking with you and watching your show. I guess the main point I'm just trying to make is that, and I don't think anybody thinks of you as just a pretty face. They think that you're, a good person that's trying to do everything you can for you and yours. And I'm sure if Shane said something like that, and sometimes.
No, it wasn't Shane.
Oh, all right. Well, whoever it was, they were probably just trying to be funny. Sometimes.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. He didn't mean any ill will at all. I know he didn't, because he loves me. But I just mean, it. I don't know.
Well, I've struggled with that for years. People always just saying I'm just a pretty face. And anyhow, and if that's the case, hey Tiffany.
Hey y'all.
I was just gonna say, be at peace. the Lord loves you and he's going to look out for you. And this is just a growing pain. It's like if you was having trouble learning math, sometimes you just got to know that it's a process. Nobody starts out an expert gardener, just like nobody starts out being a rocket scientist. You got to learn and work your way up. So I'm sorry, Tiffany. I do tend to ramble on, and I know it. But much love.
Thank you.
It's not a problem. I mean, I know where you're coming from, Belt Loop. I just want to say to Danny that you're doing the right thing. It's time for people to stop not saying and doing what God's telling them to. Because that's what I meant by the comment. If God's telling you to do something or to say something, you don't want to answer for not doing it, honey. You don't. Right. You don't want to stand before him and him say, why didn't you do what I asked you to? You right. Never know who is in a chat or who is watching or lurking that those things can help and lead in the right direction.
And for years, I've cried out and been like, why can't I hear your voice? Why can't I hear your voice? When I do hear his voice, I'm not going to ignore it, So,
right. And these are everything as far as homesteading and doing the things we do. I think a lot of people, because there's a lot of channels out there that use that fear factor impact. And it's right. Not just that. When I talked to Shane and them yesterday on that live, it's not just about the end of the world. Anything can happen to you. Don't think you're beyond anyone in this chat. Don't think you're beyond something happening.
Right.
Whether it's, your husband or spouse having something go on like we did, where James had massive issues with his heart. If it hadn't been for us doing what we were doing, I don't know how I would have made it to survive off of food, because I had to be right there with him. Neither one of us were working. Right. So it's not just about all this stuff plays into it, but it can be anything, job loss, like the pandemic that hit, all these things factor in together. And it's so easy to, think that it's not going to happen to us. And that is a crock. That is it can happen to anyone.
Hey, Scott.
And that's why people, need to, somebody had asked me yesterday about Canon. Will you do some videos on Canon? And in my mind, I've told Jamie a million times, there's thousands of YouTube videos out there, and I do Canon and stuff. It's just, I haven't posted a video on it, but everybody can learn something from anyone.
What do you mean, Gina?
Taking a step.
I need to know what you mean by this. Anywho, I'm grateful for you guys' support, and thank you, Gary, for your kind words, and I appreciate y'all being in my corner, so to speak. With understanding that there's reasons to be straightforward about being prepared and things of this nature. So, like you said, there's so many different reasons to be prepared.
Right.
And you would rather be prepared and not need it than to need it and not have it, right?
Right.
Amen.
You're going to use it. You're going to use it. If you're doing that correctly, go recycling through your pantries, you are going to use this stuff. It's not going to sit there and rot. So the things have to be said. It has to be done. I listening to Jesse yesterday say how he had learned in 2019 to become prepared. It's things like that I think that's the reason why you have the channel, why we do the things we do, because I've been on YouTube since 2013 or 14, but I've never done a video up until about 3 weeks ago. So it's just showing people how to do things and how to maneuver. And I think that you got to be for real. When you slip and fall, you need to show you slip and fall. because it ain't all that.
That's what happens. Is a whole lot of people don't show the bad.
Yeah.
They show the good, praise. You know what? That's why I did the video where we lost our baby calf 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
stillborn. You know what? Homesteading is real. Farming is real.
Real.
Right.
You may have, yes, I'm blessed this year. There's my bumper crop
Right.
in pots and whatever. Last year was, I didn't have that good a year. But this year, I'm going to prep, can, whatever. You're good for 15 years.
Right.
The year that you can celebrate your bounty, do it. Because
Yeah.
the next year, you may not have a bounty.
Right.
But you can go back on last year's.
Mhm.
Same as they went through the cold cellar on the weekend because we had a dumpster, and they're like, oh, this is like from last year. We're going to throw it out. I just about had a nervous breakdown.
Mhm.
I'm like, you don't touch that. That's good for 10 years in the cold cellar.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be some days that, we may not be able to buy pickles at the store.
Right.
But I have quarts of them downstairs
Mhm.
that they're not only for my family, they're to bless people with as well.
Mhm.
So I find a lot of channels are only showing the good, the sunshine and rainbows per se,
Right.
not real life.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's hard. It's hard, Danny. And I know
Yep.
that you've gardened before, but we have talked about just starting out doing this stuff. It is not easy.
Mm-mm.
And that's where you need to get with people like this that can teach you, Jesse's wife teaching
My
you how to can or whatever. Get on a StreamYard live with someone and walk through it with them live. Just you and that person on StreamYard can do that. You're able to do that on StreamYard without a chat and all that
Right.
stuff.
What you
That's
showing
scary.
us, Scott?
That's my first zucchini I've ever grown in my life.
And it looks like a double one.
Well,
It's funky looking, but it's a zucchini.
Yeah.
it's a zucchini, and actually, speaking of days ahead, these are the seeds that they blessed me with.
Oh wow. See?
Well, I've got so many zucchini out there right now that I'm going to be able to make zucchini bread. I'm going to make, you name it. I love zucchini chips, and just I hate to see whenever our friends are, kind of like this, and I'm like, I'm like, I got to go up there and, let Annie know that, she has a Canadian here that'll come down with a pan and give her a wallop and put a smile on her face.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wallop. It's good stuff.
And don't ever doubt when God tells you to do something or say something online. And I don't have that many subscribers. I don't care if I lost subscribers. If he's telling you to do that, Danny, and somebody jumps off your subscription, I promise you, I have seen him in my life. I have lost stuff and been replaced with multitude of things.
Well, I had that brief moment where I was like, I think
Don't
that was
let-
the devil, though. That monkey on my shoulder was saying,
Yep.
well, people ain't going to want to hear that. And I was like,
Yep.
well, oh, well.
Right.
They going to like it or lump it, I reckon.
Yeah. And you know what? You might lose 5 subs. You know what? You're going to gain 15 more down the road. Don't worry about it. And the 5 that went away weren't your friends to start with.
Mm,
Because your friends will be with you, the good
Right.
and bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't say hi to Gary. Hey, Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing
Good.
all right, sir.
By the way, that would be
Getting ready
That-
to cook. Going to do a whole bunch of blueberry bread this afternoon.
oh wow.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you that was that 1,000 subscriber giveaway thing that you had. That was huge, man.
Yeah, that was good.
I appreciate it, guys. I truly do. You know what? I haven't got a lot, but what I do have, I love to share.
Mhm.
Well, I know that Devil Dog had a non-live live directing everybody over to your thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah. Well, we had talked about it before. So he actually had 2 devices going. He had one in my live, and he was doing a live
Mhm.
off his other device.
Yeah.
Well, everybody that came in there, he was directing to you live. So it was just a really neat thing to watch.
Yeah, I appreciate Devil Dog, and like I said, I would not be where I am without the folks that were in that room.
Mhm.
Even my new friends. I gained 40 new friends on Saturday.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Hopefully they enjoy the ride. Is it going to
I'm
be
sure they will.
day after day? Mm-mm. You never know what you'll get here.
Right.
But hey, Rich.
Hey,
How you
Rich.
doing?
Hey.
I'm still
Hey,
saying
Rick.
hey to people that came into the chat that I completely missed. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Rich, I just want to say thank you again for coming on last night. You made that a very special live for me. And
No problem, man.
I'm very appreciative.
No problem, buddy.
It was
problem.
it was good. I didn't say anything, but I was in the background. It was a good one. I always enjoy whenever Rich comes up and plays some tunes.
Yeah, I
And
enjoy it too.
there's it seems like there's more and more people going to music, and those are the channels that are happening. You've got all your different genres. You got Richard, you've got all around Sarah. You've got everything from gospel to rock, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
The different channels that you can go into and listen to whatever genre that might be in that live. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So here in the chat, we have Canadian, in the panel, we have Canadian fishing musician, which there's nothing wrong with the fact that he says fishing and not fishing. Because who says, I'm going to go fishing? Nobody says that. We say, we're going to go fishing.
We'll go fishing.
Right? Nobody says that.
I
So
like
this is Canadian fishing musician, and it is what it is. He is what he is, and he's awesome. So y'all go check him out. And then we got Gary. Wait, this way. Gary at Belt Loop 29, and we got Tiffany from Mud and Mascara, and we got Scott from Rambling with the Brooms. And so y'all go check all of them out. And
Is it
so
pronounced brooms or brums?
That's what. I want to know.
To everything, but whenever we came across from Germany, it's brooms.
Brooms.
Okay. I just didn't know. Wanted to make sure I had it perfect.
So many people pronounce it so different. As long as I'm not called late for lunch.
Yeah. Well, my last name is Hoagland, Hoagland. It's originally from Holland. And if you look it up, the correct pronunciation for it would be Hoogland. But, I say Hoagland, like Hoagie Hoagland, but
Hey,
the
Steve.
correct pronunciation.
Danny, can you spell that one more time?
Hoagland.
That is so cool. My grandparents lived on Hoagland Avenue
Nice.
in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Wow.
Really cool. Now that was years and years ago, and the house ain't there anymore. But that is, wow. By the way, Danny, if y'all get a wild hair when y'all down there at that meet in October the 28th and 29th, I'd love to, be able to get together with y'all, maybe even shoot a little video. We got some other friends that are going to be down there too. And maybe we could all just, get together, order a few pizzas and just sit around and and relax a little bit and enjoy one another's company. I'm just thinking out loud. You know, if you got things planned, what have you, I get it. But, you know,
I can't believe you'd do that.
Are the tickets high for that one? Are the tickets high for that one?
you can get them. They ain't but like $10.
Oh, okay.
That's you can go through, and now if you want to attend the workshops, I think it's a little bit more than that. But it's, you know, according to what Tammy, my wife, told me, because when I told her they were having one down there, and I asked if she wanted to go, it's almost like she said, "What, are you crazy? Of course I want to go."
Right.
And so she went on and got the tickets. And see, I'm from, you know, I lived quite a few years over in, you know, a place close to there called Crestview, Florida. And I still got a bunch of home skillets over there. And I want to go down and see them when I get a chance.
Right.
I'm going to see if I can't take off a few extra, you know, more days than just those, you know, to go chill and relax and talk with people. I love visit. I love
Now tell
talking.
us which one you're talking about again. You're talking about the Millport
Milton,
one?
the Florida.
Not Millport.
Milton, Florida.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
close to Crestview, and it's supposed to be on October the 28th and 29th. To be honest with you, I don't know what they're calling it other than the Southern. I think it's called the Southern, you know, Homesteaders Meet or something like that. You
Well,
can
I'll tell
find.
you who can let you know, and that'll be Jesse with Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa.
It's
They all know
Heart,
their godfather.
isn't it? It's the Heartland Homesteader Family Picnic, he said.
That sounds
Now-
awful.
Okay.
Yeah, the
I
link's
thought-
down there.
Anyway,
I
You
do
say
know.
that sounds awful.
I'm going to pop out of here because it's bread to be baked, and I might do a video on it.
Very
That'd
good.
Anyways,
We'll be looking
bless-
forward to that.
have a great day.
Thank you for coming.
I do know that they're going to have David the Good on the panel, and Cog Hill is going to be there as well. They're two of the speakers. My wife looked all this stuff up and told me about it because, you know, she got even more fired up about it than I did, which was, you know, she loves that type of stuff. She, you know, all these animals around here, the goats and the rabbits and the chickens and everything, she takes care of them. She does the compost worms. She raises mealworms. She just, you know, and she loves conversating with folks, you know, that have similar interests. She picks up so many things. And
I
I'm
just
so
made a worm bin. Woo!
awesome.
Okay, so this Heartland Homesteaders, the one that's on the screen now, that is the one that is in Kentucky.
No, Florida. Florida.
No,
Right?
that's the one that's in Kentucky. Okay, and then this one
Okay.
is the one that's in Fort Scott, Kansas.
And then there's another one, October
And then
28th.
this one is
Okay,
the
there
one
it is.
that is in no.
Gold Coast.
This one's in the one that's in Florida.
Right.
Yep,
Wow.
that's in Milton.
That's in Milton, Florida. This is the one that you're referring to.
Yes, and that is the one I'm going to be. That's up in the Panhandle. I guess a little ways from Pensacola, but it's also near, I think, probably Fort Walton Beach, that area. And so there'll be a lot of good people there.
And that's not but like 4.5 hours for me. So I know I'll probably definitely go to that one.
That's all.
The
and then
Florida.
this one I'm going to be picked up like a stray dog on the side of the road to go to. I'm so excited. I've never been more excited to be a stray dog in my life.
We'll be at the one in Kentucky, and then we're trying to see if we can go to the one in Florida because I have to go to Michigan at the beginning of October. So I'm going to try to go to the one at the end of October in Florida if I can. It really depends on gas prices because we have a diesel and yeah, it really depends on gas.
Hey, anybody going to that Milton, Florida meetup, please get up with me. I love, you know, talking with y'all. Y'all are awesome people. And I'd like to, you know, sit down and just chit chat and chew the fat and, you know, just a visit. That's such a blessing. Anyhow.
Did they have a hotel that everybody's staying at like we are in Kentucky?
Not to my knowledge. You know, we actually going to be staying
In
Over-
Kentucky, everybody's staying at the same hotel. Like some of us are bringing grills, and I know we're bringing the Blackstone and all that. So everybody's trying to stay at the same hotel. That way, that night after the convention, everybody can get together and eat and cook out.
Well, don't
I'm
quote.
so stoked about that. Like, I
Yeah,
can't even, like, I'm just
It's
so
gonna be fun.
excited
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
to be able to see you guys, like, in real life. I mean, I
Like
know we've seen
Texas.
each other on here, but, like, to be able to
That
hug
was
each
cute.
other's neck or fist bump or whatever y'all are
Right.
into,
You
you know
That
can
was
what I'm
touch
saying?
somebody.
That was so cute, Danny. That was awesome.
It's
What?
beautiful.
You're like, just to
Yeah.
see each other in real life, like it's,
Right.
it's so awesome.
Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah, I know. I get it. Just it's very cute. I
we
feel
can
the
all
same
talk
way.
over each other and actually hear each other. It'll be great.
Right.
There'll be no like echo cancellations or weird toys
Right.
and stuff going off in the background. I don't know. I think Devil Dog would still use his toys if he had a chance to, even in real
Yeah.
life with us.
Yeah.
Out of
We'll be-
nowhere.
Potential.
Yeah, where's your button gonna be?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
baby laugh.
Right.
You hear it. You look around. It's him.
That was
Yeah.
awesome when you made Judy and be all in slow mo. She was like,
Yes.
Oh yeah, on the Ascensi thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to. I don't know. I should have slowed it down the editing because sometimes you have to see it twice to see it happen. Like I didn't, put maybe the timing wasn't quite right. But there's a few kind of funny moments, like the chicken flying up in the air. She dropped
Yeah.
the bar. I tried to put the chicken in. Yeah, it kind of worked, but it was
Yeah.
neat. It was fun. I got
I
lots
did.
more of those.
I
thought
did
it
a
was pretty
video
creative.
where I slowed down Tweety. I did a slow mo of Tweety attacking me, and
Oh wow.
it was.
Yeah.
Janet, I forgive you if you're making content on the bathroom floor. I want to see that. I love watching renovations. Like I like seeing the before and after, like as you're working on something and then like the finished product of it. I'm like, oh, that looks so much better. I don't know. I get some kind of satisfaction out of that. So she's renovating her bathroom, so that's cool.
That's
She already
cool.
did all the tiles and everything on the walls, and now and the vanity and everything. So now she's doing the floor. She's already got a video up about like when she did the tiles on the walls and everything. So I enjoy watching stuff like that.
Very cool.
I'm gonna jump off here in case somebody else wants to come up. I just wanted to let you know you're doing good. You're on the right track. So
Well, I can have 6 people up here.
and make sure you email me back about that other.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
up?
thank you for coming up here.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mitchell.
All right, love you guys.
Yeah.
You doing all right, Mitchell?
Thanks, Steve. I seen you there. Thank you, buddy. I'm doing well. It's hot. We're getting it. I think we're getting that heat wave now. Second day in a row, we're going into the 40s, which is 40 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. Conversion of it. So she's hot. Like and I'm in a trailer. And I'm in a trailer with an aircon just going blasting. It's doing nothing. So that red you're seeing is me red. I'm like heating up. So I'm gonna go probably take Judy down to the beach, and we're gonna go down and hang out there for a while. Try maybe get in the water. I don't know. I don't know what, but Lake Ontario. I don't know what it is. Like I just don't want to go sit in Lake Ontario. If I did, it'd be to get my feet wet. You know what I mean, and then get back out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of heat going on everywhere, and it's.
Yeah.
By the way, Danny, let me tell you about a failure on our part with our gardening, and that was this year. Fact is that we switched everything from in ground last year. Last year, like I said, we had about a 5,600 square foot garden but my cousin had given that, who owned it the year before, gave it to to her son, my nephew. No, that's my first cousin once removed, I think. Anyhow, he wasn't real crazy about, he just, didn't want us gardening there. So we switched everything up to where we're doing containers this year. Well, in containers, they have a tendency to dry out a whole lot quicker than the ground does. And so, and of course, when it's raining, that's not a big deal. It's no problem because rain is obviously waters them. But the Tammy thought I was watering them. I thought Tammy was watering them, and they looking rough. All those great tomatoes, they hadn't had what they need, and so.
Well, I've been watering the heck out of my plants, and something's going on with my cucumbers. Like, they'll be nice and green and pretty until they're about this big, and when they're supposed to be getting bigger, like, they'll yellow before, like, usually when you let a cucumber grow full grown, and if you leave it on there too long after it's gotten full grown, it'll yellow. Well, mine are getting yellow before they're even ready to be picked, like before they're even sized that they would be full grown, so.
May I ask a question? I only know a little bit about gardening because of my own experiences with Canada and stuff. We're allowed to garden our own, stuff. But
Yeah,
what
must be
time are
nice.
you? What time are you watering your plants? Like, when are you watering your plants? In the day or before night?
I water them in the morning before the sun hits them, and then in the evening, like right as the sun's going down. So when they're not like beaming
When they're
on
not
them.
out. Yeah. That's okay. All right. I
Now,
just curious because when you can water them during. I'm sure. Well, you already know, obviously, but you're watering through the day when they're in the most
Right,
activity, can actually thrive them to kill faster, right?
right.
But and it will
Yes,
turn them yellow. Yeah.
it will
now
do that indeed.
let me just say this: if you're gardening in the ground, um, and I don't know, it's a learning experience, and I know everybody out there is going to talk about, they do talk about gardening during the day, watering during the day. For the last 2 years, that's been the only time I could water is during the day, because with my job, I work and don't get home till after, about midnight. And so, and I'm certainly stay up a little while after that. So a lot of the times I don't get out. I wouldn't get out there till 10 o'clock or so. And if I was going to water them, that's when it was going to be.
Right.
Now they can get too much water. And so what I'd recommend doing is, when you do go to water, and there's nothing wrong, obviously, with watering them early in the morning before the sun gets there, or even in the evening. But if I were you, what I'd recommend is check the soil, stick your finger down in that dirt, an inch, a couple of inches, and see if it's wet or if you can
Right.
feel moisture. If you feel moisture, then don't water, especially when they're in the ground, because that they do need water, but they need air too. They need oxygen. And that it could be that they're turning yellow just from stress.
Right.
Obviously, this heat ain't good. Well, cucumbers will grow, with some heat, but anything can get too hot, I reckon. But if I was you, I just recommended checking your soil before you water to see if they actually need it. Usually, most of the stuff out there will point out they need about under normal conditions, they need about an inch of water over the course of a week. If you want to see, if you're watering with a hose, if you want to see how much water that puts out, go through and get you a 5-gallon bucket and just start, put it on the amount you normally do and just spray it into that thing for like 10 seconds. And then you look and see how much water is in there. That gives you a pretty good idea of how fast that water's coming out of the thing. And, anyhow, and I'm not trying to tell anybody how to do anything other than just, what I've learned over the course of the
Well, that's fine.
That's a great tip, actually. I know that they showed, tips that I learned was one of them, and this is only for inside pottery things, but like a foam, or like a piece of foam, or like bread or something of some sort that soaks up absorbent. So when you water your plants, in the inside, the moment when you go to touch that foam, if it's hard and it has no water in it, you know that your plant needs water. There's like certain little things you can buy for plants, but that's for in pottery. So it makes sense that you'd say that. Like, get your finger down in there, check and see. Like, if it's
Yeah,
still cold and moist in there, then you could overwater it and cause it stress, right?
right.
Yeah.
That very well could be what I'm doing. because
that
I'm just
makes
thinking the heat is so intense that they need to be watered. I could be overwatering them. I don't
and
know.
like
You
people with
know,
really nice grasses and really nice front lawns and stuff, it requires aerating, like creating air oxygen in the ground, right? So
And
that's
well,
it makes sense.
these cucumbers are actually in a container. They're in a fabric pot, so it could be very well that that's what's happening. I'm overwatering. So
it could be. Now, fabric pots do tend to, I've never grown in one of, but I've looked at a lot of stuff on them. They do tend to, dry out a lot quicker than, from what I understand, than other folks. Or I mean, than other forms of watering because the is permeable, and it should be a good thing for it. But here's just one thing I'd also like to point out: if they're starting to turn yellow, start
see the
picking them up.
resemblance in the emoji in me. Okay, it's a really big smiling glasses face emoji. Oh boy,
But you
that's
could just
my
start
joke. I'm
picking them
sorry.
before, earlier and take them a little smaller. Just thinking out loud here. That way, yes, you'll still be able to benefit from. On the positive side, those ones that have gone a little bit too far, you could always use those and use the seeds from them for next year. So,
Yeah, most
you know,
definitely. Yeah, I think everything that I have is heirloom, so that means that I can reuse the seeds, correct?
yeah. The by the way, as far as I know, it does. I've only been gardening since 2020 as well, so this is my third season, and we still struggle with things. And I can't tell you how many thousands of hours I've watched on gardening. Um, I tend to be a little
Jesus
bit.
would spend hours upon hours in the garden through his whole existence of life. Just so you know.
Oh yes,
That
sir.
for me, I just want to say this. When I was listening this morning, I came in and I just woke up. I was getting a coffee in the microwave, running around, getting dressed and everything. I seen Danny was on. I usually look to see who's on in the community, and I'll put it on, and then I'll come in as I wake up. But as I was listening, I'm going, "Holy, is this just?" The whole conversation reminds me of the gardening parable. Of life, kind of like it can get difficult, trials and tribulations. You try, you spend hours on things. Why is it not working? But what the ultimate thing I came with was like even right up until the last days of Christ's life, he spent time in the garden. You know what I mean? And
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of the whole book is about gardening, about inner self and finding don't judge others. What is it? Take the stint out of your own eye before judging another, kind of thing. So I thought it was a really cool conversation all day. Like for somebody on the outside, I was looking at it a whole different perspective. Do you know what I mean? And I thought it was
Yeah.
really cool, inspirational stream. I thought it was a great conversation.
Well,
And,
thank you.
it was really cool, Danny. I thought it was really cool. So the next time when you hear a little voice telling you don't do it, it's probably because you should do it.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? The devil never works on people. The devil doesn't work on sinners. He only works on people that are going to do good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the only way it's effective. So sometimes that little voice, that's what it is.
I do know that he comes down harder on those that are trying to do good, for
You're
sure.
darn right he does. Yep.
Ain't much
So
sense in trying to change those that's already doing what he wants.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah. There's no
So
reason. He's already got them. I just, ultimately, I really thought the conversation was great, and it was a great morning conversation. I got to say.
Now Jesse's being funny.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna put a joke in there at that point, and saying, I'm not just a man with a guitar, with a pretty guitar.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I was
And
gonna
pretty
put it
hair.
in, but at the time that you were saying it was pretty, it was a serious conversation. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll wait. I'm gonna wait here
Yeah.
because pick your
Well,
timing,
I
right?
just wanted to, I don't know, I just had that on my heart, man. I felt
That's
and
that's
I'm not
great.
that kind of person that's gonna be, you know, can I take your order, so to speak. Like that's an inside joke between me and my parents because one time we went to we as a family, me, my stepsister, my stepdad, and my mom, we all went out to eat somewhere. He took us to a barbecue joint, and the lady just comes up. My mom's sitting there now, his wife, and she just comes up and she's got like, this whole deal going on with the shirt that's very revealing, and she just bends over and sticks her bottom out and it's like, "Can I take your order?" You know what I'm saying? And so, uh, and so we have this inside joke that's like, I've never been, I'm not trying to do the "Can I take your order" thing, but
Yeah.
and I just, I feel like there's so much more that I have to offer. Like, and the person that was revealing this to me, I was like, for real? Because when I look in the mirror, I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm the best I've ever been. No, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I'm deteriorating badly.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I can sympathize with you that
what
really
have I
bad.
done to myself? You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Like,
yep.
and most times I feel like I look in the mirror and I'm like, this is your fault. If you wouldn't have made the decisions you made, you wouldn't look like this. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, Danny, poor Danny, man. I would not want to be in
But
your head, poor girl. What's going on with you?
I'm saying, but and so that was like a slap in the face to me. I was like, for real? Because I mean, while I find it's humbling, it's great that people think that I'm pretty. That's awesome. But that's not what I see.
Of
When I look
course,
in the
yes.
mirror, I'm like, you need to get it together. You know, like, I'm not thinking, oh, how beautiful I am, and I'm not getting on here thinking that
Yeah,
people
I
are just
think
going to see my beauty and then just fall in love with me. Can I take your order? Look, mama heard me.
yeah, that's hilarious. That's
But yeah,
hilarious.
and so I'm not getting on here to advertise, that whole sex sales thing. I mean, I'm not,
Yeah.
that's not
No,
what
well,
I'm
I
trying to
don't
do
think
here.
anybody gets the impression from that from you either. Like, if
And I
you
hope not, because
I mean, you're naturally pretty, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't see on YouTube. They see a lot of girls. I was victim of. Me and Judy talked about it. It was a big joke leading up because she's the host of the giveaway. She was going to be in the giveaway, so I thought I would warm the crowd up into who's this girl with the red dress, right?
right,
It was sellable. I'm not gonna
she
lie,
is
but
pretty.
we both conversated about it. But a lot of people don't see anything natural about. They don't see that naturalistic about people. Most podcasters or people up there, it's the complete everything. They're prettied up, they're dolled up, they've got things showing, and
I thought
and
she was
but you
pretty in the
have
Cincy video though, when
she's
she had a
yeah,
hoodie on.
that's
I mean, I
right,
thought
yeah,
she was just as pretty then as when in the
exactly.
red dress, to
Exactly.
me.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm with her. She's gorgeous, inside and out. No matter what she's wearing or what day she's having, she's beautiful. So, but
Yeah,
my point is that, like, I don't think anybody has that kind of impression. I never got that impression from you at all. You're very humble. You're very honest. You're very forthfront. You're straight up. It seems to me that you wear your heart on your sleeve. I've seen you. Your feelings will show very clearly when you're feeling it or talking about something. You
for
don't.
sure.
So you're good, man. I think you're gonna be,
Well,
you're
I
on the road.
appreciate
I
that.
think one of the biggest tips was get as involved as you can in the gardening and homestead thing, and you'll start ending up with your own little projects and stuff in your videos as you go along. You'll be like, I can do that, but it's hard. I feel the same way. I'm a musician. A lot of people tell me I'm good. I get up every day and I'm like, I should be working on videos. Should I be talking in these videos? Like, welcome to the Canadian Fishing Musician, blah, 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 blah. Or do I just play a song? How do I do this? And by time I get half an hour into my head, I don't do anything because I'm like, I've talked myself out of it every
Right.
time. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Especially when that's why I say, like, cahoots to everybody who's a YouTube creator, pat yourself on the back, because the moment you press publish, you're getting just
Right.
a little bit more out there. You just
Right.
learn a little bit more. And every time you press publish, next thing you'll see, a year from now, you're going to think back, and then maybe the voice will be a little bit different when you go to pull the trigger on a video. But right now, it's
It's
totally
crazy.
understandable. I'm the same way. I'm going to tell you I am. And I play music and I think I'm good, but pulling the trigger and putting it out there is a whole different ball game.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
So good for you
Because at
for
one point in my life, I was like, whoa, whatever goes and all that. And I didn't care,
So was
but
I.
and then there was that point in my life where I was where I kind of still am, where I'm reserved and not really interested even in friends because I don't believe in those anymore.
Yes.
And and things like I've like pulled back for a while, for like 5 years, and so you know, because I had to trust myself to get out there again. You know what I mean? I
Yep,
had to
yep.
like gain that trust. Like, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying,
Oh,
but I
I
hate to assume that
totally
you understand.
understand what you're
Yeah,
saying. I
like
100%.
I
Like,
had to get comfortable and trust myself enough to be able to mingle again. And this is
yep.
safe for me. Like, as weird as it is, it's safe for me to do this online because there's not any
Well, they're not coming knocking on your door.
right, right, exactly. No, like, oops,
Or
I
calling.
dropped this, you know, like, what's that? You know, I mean, you know, so I'm able to have that like security of just being able to socialize and that's it, you know.
Yep.
And so, but I used to be that person where I was just like, well, whatever, or whatever. So, and then I came to that person where I was just like, I don't trust anybody. I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Can't even believe what they say. And now I've kind of got into this, you know, and I realized there is still good people out there, you know.
100%. Yeah, there is.
And
There is.
so, and I've come to grasp that. I'm trying to get Eric on the bandwagon here with me, but he's not quite there yet. He's
Yeah,
just like, you need
that's
to be
okay.
careful on that boob tube because it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It took me a long time to convert to this. When I was professionally playing out all the time, I was actually against, you know, going online, playing online. I thought it was a bad idea, and for years, as it, you know, just posting videos and stuff, we didn't like it because it take money away from the you know, on the spot kind of musician, right? But I gotta say, like, doing it, starting it, I tried it in different apps, different areas, you know, music apps and stuff like that online. But it wasn't until I like started doing it in the lives, in the YouTube lives, and it you know, each one got a little better. Some were hiccups, some, you know, I tend to make mistakes. Almost every performance I do on my stream, I make mistakes. But if I'm doing a performance on somebody else's stream, it's perfect. I don't understand why that happens. It's so weird. Like,
Maybe it's because there's not as much pressure. I
I
don't know.
think so, because I'm not holding it all down, right? Like the
Right.
whole thing, you know. But yeah, it seems to always happen that way. So eventually, I'm gonna talk to people about where I've done good performances and ask about downloading that video, and then put that video on my YouTube, giving a shout out to the channel, obviously, that I was doing the stream on. You know what I mean? And then put those on my channel eventually. But there's a lot of
For the
performances.
record, Rich, for the record, you can download whatever you want on my videos. You know, you let me know. I have it set up right now to where you can't take a clip, but I would change that, you know, for you to do.
Yeah, that's what I have it too. Yeah, that'd be
And
awesome, man.
man,
Because I want to like title each video, let's say live performance during Gary's aka Belt Loop YouTube, you know, live stream, and then the other one's live performance during Danny Day's live stream. But you know what I mean? And so each people can find channels when they go in there to see that song. They can see that we were in this live at this time. And people do it on TikTok and stuff like that. They'll go into people's lives and play, and then they record it, drum it down, and then put it into shorts, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so I want to kind of do something like that to give awareness to other people. So, like, you know, if a short blows up, everybody sees that channel, you know, including me. So it's, you know, it'll work all the way around. But I'm still, like I said, I'm still kind of developing the channel and growing and learning a lot of things in the background.
Oh yeah. Like I was just talking about with the gardening, you know, nobody starts out as an expert gardener, and there's always things to be learned. And and all we can do is try things and see how they work. I'm very thankful that you visited my channel and played, and you know, I love your performance, your music. It's to me, it sends chill bumps up my arm, and it gets my toes to tapping. And you know,
Wiggly,
it's
wiggly, woos.
Hit the wiggly woos, yeah.
I'm not familiar with that particular term, wiggly
awesome.
woos, but
Somebody
yeah,
said it, the wiggly woos. Who was that? Was it you, Danny? Yeah,
That was
yeah.
me.
The wiggly woos. Yeah, it
Wiggly
cracked me.
woos.
Yeah, it
Wiggly,
cracked
wiggly,
me
woos.
right up. Yeah, it was really cool.
that is cool. But
And that was before I heard your widdly widdly woos.
Yeah.
That's when I was talking about Eric's widdly widdly woos, and then I saw your original music, and I was like, ooh, he does it too.
yeah. It's on my one of my videos. She commented, but I also took this. You said it. I'm gonna put it in a song. Sorry, I had something in my throat. But you said chit chat, chew on the fat, or chew the fat and chit chat. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in a song, man. That's a song title right there. You're gonna
Well,
chit chat and chew on the fat, something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make like an intro video kind of thing, an intro song. Chit chat, chew on the fat, sit back and relax,
Yeah.
something like that. A little tongue twister.
Anything I can do to help, more than happy
man.
to.
Congrats.
From
I'm sorry.
Canada, we kind of have obviously, use different accents, some different slangs, but I've always liked Southern and kind of this accent, and the slangs. I've always been a big fan of the music, Mississippi or Delta blues, stuff like that, right? So it's always been in there. I was born in Canada, man, but it's in my roots. It's in the music, It's always
Hey,
been
can
my
you
thing.
help Bearded with this? You have a community tab, correct?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking to him or me?
However, whoever.
I'd be glad to tell you how to use it. The easiest thing to do with that is really just shout out other channels. When you go into a live stream, like if you're coming into here, whether you're on panel or just in the chat, you can go up top and just click on that line. It'll light up the whole thing. And then you can either right click and copy it, or you can hit Control and C, and that will copy it. And then you go to your community tab, just click on that, and then and you can either hit Control B, or you can right click and then paste it and say, y'all check out this, this thing going on. You can do other things with it too, including polls and shout outs and all sorts of other things. I use mine to, and I probably need to update it, but you can go through and just shout out different channels.
Okay, so the what and why. The what of the community tab is a way to kind of connect to the people that have hit their notification bells. They'll get a notification every time you post a video. So if you post 15 posts out there, your notifications, your friends are going to get 15 notifications of that. So it's a very powerful way to reach to your people that are following you directly. They're going to see it right away as soon as they come on YouTube.
For sure.
But it's very, very cool that way. But the why, like instead of, say, for instance, going live every day and talking, or if you have a video coming up, teasers, stuff like that, it's a really good, effective way to communicate directly with your fan base before, let's say, going on a live and just talking about it, indirectly or just, so to speak. You can kind of get a chance to do a direct post and hit them before making a video. So
Also, like if you have a picture, if you don't necessarily want to vlog or make a video about an experience that you're about to have, if you just want to be like, hey, we're going to such and such and doing yada yada, hope y'all have a good Saturday or whatever, and you just want to post a picture instead of doing a whole video, you can make it a post just like whatever other social platform,
Yep.
You can put a picture in there and be like, today we're doing such and such, or if you've got a pretty flower, like, I mean, that's, you most definitely want to use it to, like, I don't have one yet, but that's what I will be using it for, is to promote other channels, as well as, like, being like, don't miss my video I have coming up, yada yada on da da da. And then, and like, if I have something that's really not worth, like, I've done a lot of shorts on flowers because I just want to show off my pretty blooms, and I very well, instead of doing a short, I can just take a picture of it and, be like, check out this beautiful what's, or in your case, Bearded, be like, look at this fish I caught, or whatever.
Oh, no. Your first post, I think, would be to welcome everybody and congratulate the fact that you have your community tab. Thank your community. Right?
And check out Danny Days Homestead.
And check out Danny Homestead's live stream. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
That needs to be your first post. Here's your son. Here I am.
May I take your order?
Yeah. Hey, there's my Nana. Hey.
I find, this is only me personally, and I won't share every video I land on or stuff. If I find it useful to my fan base, which is positive or inspiring, Or like if I get anything out of that live and I'm sitting there for 5 minutes, if I find myself in there, you can almost guarantee every link that I share, I'll be hanging out in that stream for at least an hour or two. Because I'll tell you, if I share something and a lot of my friends will come in, they'll think they'll want to know that I'm there. And then if I'm not there, how do I just think it's weird if I'm not there to kind of greet them in and be like, hey, you should check out these guys, stick around for a minute. This is an awesome stream. You know what I mean? So if I really try to share, if my fan base is going to click on a video, I want to make sure that they're clicking on something that they're going to like, that they're not going to get offended. So, some streams that I end up in, if it's not ran properly, if there's not that comfortable environment, I might like it, but I won't try and get people to come in there in case, they may be like, whoa, why did Rich share this on his tab,
Well, the
Right.
beautiful thing as well is you can always, and I think you can cancel them or delete them if you end up thinking you made a mistake on it. Plus, you can,
Kitty.
hey, the lady in red, but not in red.
Come sit, love. Come say hi. I'll get out of the way. They've looked at my face for too long.
But you can always delete them things, and there's always, you can turn around and make another.
There, okay. I can hear you now.
Well, I
How
sang
you
your name. I was like, Judy.
Hi, Danny, honey. How are you?
Good. How are you
Good.
doing?
I'm all right. I just got off the phone with dealing with Val. Because, we pay for this big, Wi-Fi package. Not that I want to spill my issues on you, but we pay for this big, data package, and they've been having problems with their towers around here. So sometimes when we go out and about to fish, as you know, we like to go live and do all of this, or Rich, wants to, play music and sing live. Well, we can't do that because, there's been problems with the towers, and then it was trying to pull a signal from a Barry tower. So I was on the phone with them. I'm like, okay, I've been good every month about paying the full bill, even with these problems. I said, but this time I've had enough. I go, so what can you do to rectify this? So, anyways, I just finished dealing with all that. It's been crazy. I've had a crazy morning so far. How are you guys doing?
It's good to meet you in person. I've seen you on Rich's background he's had, and I've seen you once or twice, and when Rich was
Sasha.
on here. But it's the first time I've ever had the
Oh, guys,
opportunity
I
to say
have
hello.
both my grandmas in it. I have my grandma Hoagland in here. That's my dad's mom. And then I have my mother's mama, my Nana. So
Nice.
she says,
But
hey, daughter, because she's talking to my mom. My mom's also
Aw.
in here. I got a whole bunch of
Hi,
folks in here.
grandmas.
Yeah,
Hi, Danny,
right?
grandmas.
Grandmas and grandmas and nanas. But
every now and then, my mom will pop in. She stays up kind of late, I reckon. Every now and then, my mom will pop up in my chat. She never comes on the panel, but it's always good to talk to her. I love my mom. I'm a mama's boy.
That's good though. You know what? It's good because I can tell you have a lot of respect for your mom and everything. You know,
I do.
they can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me.
Yeah,
it's
but
very light. You
his
could be a little louder. Yeah.
with
But
Rich's
I've heard everything you said, but it's like you're kind of talking. It's like you're, not very loud.
Kissing the mic. Rich is like, you kind of have to kiss the mic when you're talking. So I'm like, I'm kissing it.
So Rich's microphone is really sensitive to block out all the external things, so you have to be really close to it. I can hear
Yeah.
you, but I do hear you better when you're close to it.
Yeah, I'm just not used to having something this close to my face while I'm talking.
Yeah, right.
Feels so
And Rich
intrusive, you
is,
know what I mean?
oh man, Rich, she just got you. Yeah, but yeah, if
Like
y'all want to
this?
hear, I kind of if y'all want to go back to the beginning, those of you who are just now getting here, like not to watch the full 2 hours, but I did kind of come down hard at the beginning. I had some stuff on my heart, so if y'all want, you
Aw.
can go back and watch, like 3 or 4 minutes in, and from Like I kind of gave like I kind of preached a bit for 20 minutes.
Oh, are you all right, honey?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, thank you for asking. I'm
Oh, no
good.
worries.
I
I'm like,
just kind of I don't know. I just
Well,
had some things on my mind and wanted to share some things is all.
yeah,
Not
I,
nothing about me personally, really, just in general, you know.
yeah. No, I get that for sure. You're amongst friends here, so it's all good. Hi, everybody that's saying hi. Oh, I see Ted in there, and Emily. Hi, Emily, honey.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi,
I got a,
Rebecca.
hi. I got a dilemma. I was gonna start a blanket,
Hmm.
but I don't think this is the right pink for this.
well, who's it for? I mean, what type of person?
It's for a baby,
A baby girl,
a baby
right?
girl.
Yes.
Yes,
I
a
don't know.
baby
That
girl.
is kind of a cute pink, though. It's like this bubblegum pink. That's kind of a perfect baby girl color,
I mean,
I
I
would
would think
say.
so.
I think
You
so.
would think so.
I think
Everybody
it'll
thinks,
do well.
yeah. So I was gonna put these two together and make a baby blanket.
It's gonna look nice. I think it'll look excellent when it's done.
Okay.
I have a
Everybody
crochet.
thinks, yes.
Sorry, I have a crocheted baby blanket from when Emma was a baby, and of course, you know she's 11, gonna be 12 this year. But I still have her crocheted baby blanket from when she was a baby, and I use it now for a. I actually hung it up in the corner to be like a hanger for her stuffed animals.
Oh, that's a great idea,
So,
Danny.
so like I got to reuse it for something, you know. So it still has a use besides just being stored away, you know.
Yeah. Recycle, repurpose,
That's a
reuse.
great idea.
That
But
is
it
a
works good
fantastic
as like a
idea.
netting to hold all her stuffed animals because she has a lot of stuffed animals that she doesn't really play with anymore. But they were given to her, or she's had them for a real long time. So you know she wants to hang on to them. You know, so I
Thank
think
By
it
the
you,
way,
worked out.
Lazy
Cool.
Days. Thank you so
it,
much for your comment, Lazy Days. I appreciate that.
I,
This is I wasn't gonna rehash it, but my whole thing this morning was that I'm more than a pretty face. And pretty much just wanted to re-go over what I stand for and
Yeah.
the things that my my real interest in everything and just pretty much I don't know am I explaining it right, Gary?
I think
Honestly,
so. Um, I think that sometimes it's easy to I mean, we are our own worst critics, and you know, we never think that we're what we appear to be, and it's exactly. My some of my family think that I'm just this uh, caring, and I feel like I am, but I don't think that I'm anything really special compared to. I see good things in people all the time, and it to me that's I guess a little well. I am probably my hardest critic, and I think most everybody is. So a lot of times when what other people see in us is our reputation, so to speak. But to me, your character is a whole lot more important than your reputation. And so we have a tendency to focus when we're alone in our own thoughts. I think it's always important not to worry so much about your reputation as it is your character.
yeah, your
And
reputation is what other people think. What
Yeah, that's
what
kind of
comes
what I
from
was talking about
inside
this morning.
is I can relate, Danny, because I've had people just look at me and just think whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And yeah, the whole, the based
right.
on the looks, and they're like, they have all these, perceptions of who they think that I am. But when you
mhm.
get
Or that,
older,
like, as if that limits you to how intellectual
yeah,
you are or the things that
yes,
you're able to accomplish in life, because that's just what you are and bottom
yeah.
line. you know.
Exactly. They don't know
So
that I'm an amazing fisherwoman or that, I can run G codes and CNC machine, wood and metal and like all this stuff, right? So they don't know that I was corporate and can do books and all of this stuff, right? So yeah, they just look at me and they're like, oh, oh, look at her. I had this nurse come in when I used to be married. My ex-husband died and stuff, but this nurse that came in and she said horrible things to me, but she was a really good nurse. And she's like, "Oh, you're just one of those trophy wives that sits there and goes shopping and stuff. Oh, you didn't really bake that. Oh, who do you have clean your house? Well, I did everything. I didn't have somebody come in and do, you know what I mean? But she just prejudged me on the way that I look and thought
yeah,
that I was just some money grubbing trophy wife. Really, I was like, wow, you are so wrong about me, lady. You know?
You know,
yeah,
that's funny because I actually wrote this book. I never published it anywhere, but it's called the Trophy Husband Handbook. It's a tongue-in-cheek type thing. I thought it was funny,
I love that.
but it was at some point my friend I've shared it with a friend of mine. He said he wanted me to finish it. It ain't that long. It's maybe 20 or 40 pages, something like this. And he asked me at one point to finish it so he could go through and market it. But I don't know. I may do something with it. It just struck me as being funny. It's supposed
Is it
to
a
be.
good book? Bella,
I
is
think it's
is it
fun.
good tips and stuff in there for the
Uh,
guys?
well, I tell you what. If it's okay with Danny, I'll see if I can look it up. And I think I've got it on this computer, and I'll just read a passage from it or something.
Cool.
And
okay.
I don't know if it's on here or not. I think it is. And
I was just going over like priorities and whatnot. While you're looking up that, I was just going to talk a little bit about earlier what I was talking, just priorities and things and setting goals and, not measuring yourself, compared to what other people are doing or what other people
Mm-hmm.
think about what you're doing, but setting your own goals and sticking to those. And I just kind of went over the fact that, not everything I do is going to be broadcasted on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
every single thing I accomplish might not make content on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
So, and just like, for us to less worry about, what others think and more just be concerned with, yourself and your relationship with Lord and, what you need to be doing in life in general and make sure that you're right. And then, what other people think about it really, it kind of falls to the wayside. So, so I kind of got off on a, whole tangent on that because, I myself suffer with that sometimes worrying about, and I have to tell myself, what does it matter? Because we need to be less focused about making it look good to other people and more focused on actually making it good, you know?
Yeah. For yourself. You
Right.
know? Yeah.
Right. Because it doesn't matter if everybody sees this is great, this is great, this is great on the other side of things, like on y'all's side. If y'all think everything's going great, what difference does it make if everything is falling apart here? You know,
Yeah.
like So what it really is what matters. And that's kind of I got off on that today.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
Jesus says in the Bible, watch the inside of the cup, right? That the
Right.
outside may also become clean, right? So, yeah, don't just worry about what's going on there. You know what? People are going to have their views regardless of how we try to, you know, eh, make ourselves look a certain way. They're still going to have their perceptions, their judgments, and their views. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Make you happy and don't worry about anybody else. And the right people will be in your corner. You know what I mean?
For
And
sure.
the rest of them can, whoosh, we'll pray for them.
Right.
you
Yeah,
know?
I said that and so much more, but that's what I was saying. Y'all, and I can't like rehash it. So y'all just have to
Yeah.
go back and watch the
I'll
first of
rewatch.
it because I kind of came down
Yeah.
heavy and everybody was like really supportive of it. And I appreciated that because I didn't know how it was going to come out. Like, I was just like, Lord, help me say whatever you want me to say because he was putting it on my heart. And I was like, here goes something.
As
And
long as
so I
it's
just
from the heart and it's real, Danny,
went
that's
for it.
all that matters, and that will resonate with the right people. You know?
Well, everybody here is your friend, Danny.
Yeah.
And anybody that can't support you
Yep.
and your thoughts and what have you, well, I'd have to say they're not much of a friend.
Bang on.
What you gonna read to us, Gary?
I couldn't find it. I've got it somewhere.
Oh.
I think it may be on the thumb drive in my computer case thing, my Bob. Anyhow, it's in there. I need to drag it back out, and I couldn't find it on here just yet. So, and I don't want to drag on because that just wouldn't be, just not right. I did want to say, mention that Miss Rebecca over here was my third guest on my first live stream, and I'm very
Nice.
appreciative and thankful. In fact, people thought that my channel was going to be a quilting or a crocheting channel because her and Granny, at one point got involved in a deep conversation about crocheting and that type of thing. I was just rolling with it.
So everybody here on this panel has a channel. So Rebecca has Rebecca Touched by Yarn. Gary has Belt Loop 29. There's CFM, and then there's CFM's Queen. She also has a channel. And so y'all go check her out.
Aw, thank you so much, Danny. You're so sweet.
Usually I go live from 11 to
And these
12,
are-
but... Oh, go ahead.
It's now what? These are getting shipped out today.
Awesome. I've got one of those.
Oh, nice. You did all those.
These are getting
That's
shipped out
beautiful.
to Wyoming today.
See how she just passed that to me?
Awesome.
Like-
That's cool. Oh, yeah, right down. Boop.
That's by the way, Danny, that
Well,
daughter,
these are getting shipped off to Wyoming today.
that daughter of yours is going to rule the world, Danny.
That
Yeah.
hat on your. Oh,
She's going to rule the world. I got a lot more work to do.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Miss Rebecca.
yeah, your hat's is gonna get shipped out today, Gary.
Thank you. You're a blessing to me and my wife, and we thank you. You're just such a sweet
Not a
lady.
problem.
I don't know anybody with as many dadgum subscribers as you have with just a handful of videos out there.
Yeah, she had 100 subscribers
Yeah.
before she ever even put a video up.
Anyhow, that's pretty good. It's getting a little bit late. I'm about to have to start, getting ready for work. By the way, Rich, you're a lucky man. She said, sounds like she got well, he can't hear me. I don't think. I think he got to have his headphones on or something. Can you hear me now, Rich?
I can hear you. Yes.
You
I'll
need to
just-
take the queen part off of there. People might get the wrong idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now.
I
Yeah,
In
just
just,
go to the
fact-
voice changer and be like, "Hi."
In
I
fact,
tell you-
Rich, you were
Eli
you were
is
talking
cool.
about that you wanted a hat for your lovely wife.
Yes, yeah.
I don't
I did.
I don't just bless one person, I bless two. If there's two people together, they both get blessed. So give me an email of what colors you want.
Okay, I would love that. We'll send you. an
Yeah,
email.
just send me an email because it keeps, and the address you need me to ship it to. I never ever share anybody's addresses or phone numbers. Never will. That
Okay,
will not happen.
Just for curious. Hello, CFM Queen. Where are you shipping from? Just so I know.
Missouri,
Okay.
United
All right.
States of America.
Yep. I'm gonna open up an email right now.
There she is.
There she is, Ma.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too.
I wanted to see the kiddo. Hey, Beth. Thank you for coming.
Send an email here.
So we're kind of like wrapping this thing up here.
Yeah.
But usually I do a live from 11 to 12. But I kind of... There she is.
Hi, Emma.
hey, Emma.
I've been getting long-winded here lately, so I've been having these 2 and 3 hour lives. Like today, we went over 2 hours. But hey, I think it's awesome that we've been here for 2 hours and still have 21 people.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Makes it hard to stop.
I know. It's like we should probably find something else to talk about, guys. But I do got to get off of here and fix some mater sandwiches or something with some sustenance for lunch. Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. We had some cheesy grits for breakfast, but
Okay, so is your
Thank-
email on your about section on the YouTube, Rebecca?
me?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes,
All right,
yes,
thank
it
you.
is.
Okay.
Certainly is.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Danny. It was a blast. I'm gonna
All right.
go and go on the e-bike for a bit, catch wind. It'll be fun.
And
so,
here's another baby blanket I've started.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh, is this
Yeah.
Nana's Beth? I'm sorry. I just realized this. This is Beth, as in like my Nana's Beth. Well, not, I mean, she doesn't belong to my Nana, but you know, my Nana's friend. Okay, sorry. It's just hey.
All right. See you later.
All right.
Oh, that's Judy waving bye.
Bye,
I can't see
Judy.
ya.
I'll see you later.
I got you cut. There you go.
Yeah. Oh,
She's
and my
good.
brother keeps coming in and saying, "When are we gonna leave?" Because I got to get going. Oh, but I love you so much, everybody. I do. It brings back the joy in my life because for a long time I was bitter, I was unhappy, and now I feel so much joy for everyone.
Well, I appreciate you you supporting us, and you have shown your love all over like the United States. You've sent hats, and we appreciate all your work and your efforts. And we know that they're made with love, and so that makes them even better.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
love that hat you made me.
Thank you so much, Emma. It warms my heart.
We
Yeah,
appreciate-
I'm gonna get myself off here and head to town and get some things gone and get things taken care of. I love all of you.
We love you too, and we know that you do so
Okay.
much more than just make hats. We know that you help others, and that you have your brother and everything, and you take care of him. And we admire you, Rebecca, not just for your hats. I just want you to know that. So
Thank you so much.
we appreciate
guys-
everything that you do.
Yeah, not a problem. Have a great day, everyone.
Me too. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So, okay, look, he said, "Dang, autocorrect always changes that to yard." He didn't even, it changes autocorrect to the wrong word. That's hilarious. All right. Thank y'all all for coming in. Like I say, I encourage you that if you weren't here at the beginning of this live, that you go back and see, what the original conversation was all about. And thank you to those who've been here this whole time and stuck in here with us. I really appreciate y'all's support. And I hope I cleared some things up today. And I just hope that y'all have a great rest of your week. Look at Chuck rolling in here. Hey, Chuck. I hope you were here earlier when I was preaching to everybody. You can go back and look at it and see what you tell me if I was all wrong or if I was on point or what. Oh, you did that one on purpose. Okay, to be funny. Well, it was funny. I appreciate that. Yard Ninja. Yes. That should be somebody's channel name. All right. I will look into you, JP Conway. I know now that you're not a man. So yeah. Yeah. You do that. Yes. I thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all's support, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. See you next time.
Bye.